Welcome to the Diversity Scholarship Foundation's Profiles in the Law. I'm your host today. I am Jesse Reyes, Justice on the Illinois Appellate Court, and also the current president of the Diversity Scholarship Foundation. And as I mentioned before, these are a series of conversations that we are having with prominent members of the legal profession. And today, I am, with great pleasure, welcoming our guest, Rezarta Melo. How are you?
Doing good, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for having me, Justice Reyes.
It's our pleasure. So let me start by saying you weren't born here in the United States, right?
Correct. I was not born here. I was born in a small country in Albania.
Albania. Okay, so you're Albanian.
I'm Albanian.
Right.
It's a small country in Europe. For who doesn't know who is Albania? A small country in the peninsula of Balkan.
Right.
It's southwest of Balkan.
Right. Kind of close to Greece, right?
It is in north part of Greece and south part of Macedonia.
Okay.
Montenegro, sorry.
Yeah. And let me ask you, so when you were growing up in Albania, was it communist or was it a democratic country that it is today?
I was born during a communist system. And the communist system was until I was about in high school. I was 17 years old when everything started to collapse in Albania. Albania was the last country in the Eastern European countries where the communism fell. And after 47 years, the communist system fell in Albania. As I said, I was in the high school at the moment that I had to choose to go in university. And I was always dreaming to go in law school, and I continued and pursued my dream at the time, and I went in law school in Albania during all these changes that Albania was going through during the early 1990s.
Wow.
1990s.
So that must have been a very exciting time because there's changes taking place within the government. You're basically reforming your government, becoming more democratic, and at the same time moving away from the communist regime that had controlled your country for many years.
I will say that it was the most difficult time for Albanian people and for Albania country. Because being in a communism system for 47 years and going to a democratic system when nobody knows what it is about and who is going to teach us, to learn us about the democratic system, how we are going to build it up, it was a really very challenging times at the time. And still, this is challenging in Albania after all these years. But however, at the time, when I started the law school, the school was really challenging because professors were with the old methodology at the time, and they had to learn the new democratic doctrine and to introduce all the new principles. So everything was challenging at the time.
Yeah. And so just so our viewers understand, you didn't have to go to college before you went to law school, right?
Yeah, we have a different system in Albania. I think that maybe in Europe, I'm not sure for this, but however, in Albania, we go in high school, and after the high school, you go to a university. And university there, it is from 4 years to 5 years. Law school is 4 years.
Okay.
And this is what I went through. I did law school for 4 years. After 4 years, I did master degree for 2 years. And after master degree, I did PhD in law for 3 years.
Wow, it's fascinating. So your English, how did you learn, or where did you learn English?
English language. I will tell you that for how communist country we were at that time, when I started elementary school, we had two choices: to go to learn. To take a Russian language school to learn it, or English language. And at the time, I was really wanted to learn English language. And it was not a matter that you choose it because the professors say to you, because it is totalitarian system,
Right.
you cannot choose.
Right.
And they just put you there in the Russian class. And I remember myself crying. I said, I don't want to learn Russian language, I want to learn English language. Oh, you spoiled girl, I remember saying the teacher to me. And after many cryings, I ended up in the English class. But it was, we had been learning English in the school as a second language, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But we never had the chance to talk with English people. So our English was poor.
Yeah. Well, you're doing very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
So when you were in law school, what you were indicating that the professors were trying to develop the methodology. So was it based on the English common law, or what type of law were you learning when you were in law school?
Albania is part of the civil law.
Okay.
So at the time, also the law was changing a lot. And we got the criminal and criminal procedure law from Italian system, which is civil law system. We got the civil law from French jurisdiction, and also from German law. So Albania started to hire codes from other countries, but within civil law. Mm-hmm. So we are part of the civil law system, completely different from American system.
Right. So our viewers understand it's known as the Napoleonic Code, right? In terms of some of the areas of the law that you utilize in Albania.
Yes, right.
So people don't necessarily appear in front of the judges. It's the lawyers who appear in front of the judges and present papers.
No, we have to say that. Let me tell you something. That during the communism system, we didn't have lawyers.
No lawyers.
The lawyers didn't exist at that time. So with all these changes that happened during the changing of system, also the lawyer came up and reintroduced in the legal system in Albania. So also lawyers were new at that time. So yeah, the lawyer appears in court, but also the parties can appear in court. Okay. They can, this is the same, they can be pro se, but also they can hire a lawyer there. But as I said, lawyers were reintroduced, they're completely new in legal system after the political system changed in Albania.
Now, did you get to practice law while you were in Albania?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I practiced law for more than 15 years there.
Okay.
After I finished the law school, I took the bar exam there, and then I started to work for a public institution. I started to work in the Ministry of Finance at that time, which was, at the time, it was the best place where you can work. Mm-hmm. Because, why? I will tell you. Because, as I said to you, the country was going through many changes, and the laws were introducing were new thing, and people didn't have access of what's going on. And so to be a lawyer, you need to know what are the rules. And you don't have access. How do you know? How do you get information? What rules are approved from the government and from parliament? And working in the Ministry of Finance, in the legal department, when I was there as a lawyer, I had the chance to see of what's going on in the jurisdiction. What were the new laws that were approved, proposed by government, going through parliament, and then approved. And also the comments from all other public institutions. So this was my first job where I got the first experience working with public institutions. Then I went to work for as a lawyer in private practice, and I had my clients, my practice, my law firm. I was working also as a in-house corporate lawyer for many years. And also in Albania, I was running an institution for corporate governance in Albania. It was a cooperation between with the World Bank. It was part of a project with the World Bank. We were started to promote best practices for the corporate governance in Albanian commercial companies. So yeah.
And then you made a decision to come to the United States. Why did you decide to come to the United States?
Well,
Because you took English in elementary school.
Well, it was always a dream for me to study, first of all, in the law school in America. I don't know why I loved the school in America. And it was like a dream to come here and study there. And I remember that when I was working in the Ministry of Finance, I went through, with a friend of mine at the time, we went in the American embassy and see if there was any possibility to come and study in America for short-term, master's, something like that. But at the time, there were no programs for Albanian students. So the American government was not providing programs for for Albanian students at the time. So my dream, it was like, okay, this is done. I'm never going in America. I'm never going to study in America. So sit with your dream being a lawyer in Albania. And so I continued my career in Albania. As I said, I did master and PhD. And then when I accomplished most of the things in my career, professional career there, I felt that I had to do more. And during summer 2019, I was running also for the Supreme Court in Albania as a judge there, because I had met all the criteria to be a judge there. But I knew that it was not even that I wanted to be there, because the Supreme Court is a very nice court where you can really be a profession and you can give a lot from the professional point of view. In Albania it's different, because you are proposed from the president and you are approved from the parliament. So it is a very political process. So you have to be politically involved. And being politically involved in Albania means that you lose your independence. So you are not independent anymore as a judge. So it was really challenging for me. And at the time I decided to study for some other subjects that the legal professional was developing at that time, and it was challenging, like the e-contracts, e-commerce. And it was a program that the Chicago Kent Law School is providing overseas. It is a master degree, international law, overseas. And I heard about this program, and I liked all the subjects and all the classes that they were offering. So I enrolled in this master degree of Chicago Kent, and I was going every month I was flying in Greece, in Athens, because there was the program and where the professors from the Chicago Kent Law School were coming. And were
so the professors from Chicago Kent would travel to Greece?
They were traveling to Greece, yeah.
And then you would travel down to
From Albania to Greece, to Athens, and we were having the entire weekend, Saturday and Sunday, learning international law.
So you were, during the regular week, you were still working as a lawyer, but then on the weekends, you were a law student again.
Right, right, correct. So. And after I finished the first year of master degree, I finished with very high grades, and the program offered me scholarship to continue my studies here in Chicago. And I was thinking, okay, let's go for it. Why not? Now my dream is becoming true. Sure. A little late, but it's still becoming true. And so I decided to go for another master. One of the most well-known master for Chicago Kent. Chicago Kent has intellectual property master and trial advocacy master, which are really good. And I decided to go for trial advocacy.
Okay.
Completely different with Albanian system, because here, being a litigator, a lawyer, a trial lawyer is different. But I wanted to have this experience.
So how is it different?
It is different. It is different because, as I said, we have civil law, and
Okay.
here it is common law.
Okay.
And also the process is completely different. You have the
So
discovery.
let me ask you this. So the trial itself, there's a judge in Albania that listens to the evidence?
Yes.
Right. And you have witnesses?
We have witnesses, but we don't use too much witnesses.
Oh.
So we do not have, our system doesn't give too many credits to witnesses. Well, I'm talking about the civil proceeding.
Right.
Because in criminal proceeding is different. It's different because we have witnesses there.
Do you have juries in Albania?
No,
No juries?
we do not have jury.
Oh.
So
That's
yeah,
interesting.
it's very interesting. So you know that I was so curious. This is the reason why I was so curious in the school here in Chicago, Kent, that I loved every classes and every professor of the law school in Chicago, Kent. They were amazing, and I was fascinated from everything here that I learned during the school and during the externship, because we did also during the externship in the state attorney's office. It was really a very.
So you got some
very great
criminal experience then?
Yes, here.
So let me ask you this, because you speak English well and you understand the legal, concepts that we use here. Was it easy to transition, or did you have some difficulty?
Nothing is easy.
No?
Nothing is it is easy. I think that also law, being a lawyer is not easy. Even if you are in your country with your language, it's not easy, because it is a process that you grow yourself as a lawyer every day. You have to read a lot, you have to study a lot to become a good lawyer. Can you imagine this doing in another country, a different culture, and the language? The language is the first barrier, the challenge for us, because you know the language, but legal language, legal terminology is completely different.
Yes. Yeah.
And this was my challenge here. The language was my challenge, and that I'm still working with it, because if you will ask me, for all the time that I started to study here in America, I'm not reading literature anymore. So you can say everything about this, but I'm reading only legal materials, because I want to improve my legal terminology and my legal language here.
Yes. And now you're working here.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because you're no longer a student, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm no longer a student. I'm an attorney now.
Yeah. And what kind of work do you do?
I'm an attorney, and I'm a commercial business litigator. I work in a small boutique firm, if I may say it. I work at Bach and Michaels
Okay.
law firm. They opened the doors to me, and I learned a lot. It has been really a journey when I learned a lot, and helped me to pass the bar exam, and to become a lawyer, and to grow myself every day. It is something that I'm learning every day, and I enjoy every day. Every day it's something new. It's coming something new in courts, during the process, during all the materials that we do, all the work that we do during the day.
So now you're a licensed lawyer in Albania?
Yes.
And then also here in the United States?
Yes, correct.
I want to get back to a moment for the Supreme Court. You said you ran for the Supreme Court. Now, is that an election like we have elections here for the state Supreme Courts? Or how does one run for the Supreme Court in Albania? Because in the federal court, you go through the process of going through the Senate. You're recommended by the president of the country, and then you go through Senate hearings, and then you're either confirmed or not confirmed by the Senate. What's the process like in Albania?
The process in Albania is that it is like advised from the president of the country, and approved from the parliament.
Okay.
And usually, who is proposing the candidates are people from the politic parties.
Okay.
So you have to be proposed from the parties, and the president of the country proposed these candidates to the parliament.
So in Albania, do they have like here, Republican?
There is no election. There is no election.
No?
You don't run with election. It's just you are proposed. So yeah, the parties that are there, they can propose their candidates, but you have to know that the party that is in power is proposing the candidates, not the other parties.
Yeah. All right. So now you've been here for how long as a lawyer?
I've been here 5 years almost.
5 years?
But as a lawyer, less, because I had to finish the school. I took the bar exam. Also here during COVID, when COVID hit.
Yes,
so many challenges.
Those were difficult times for all of us.
Yes,
so also you are currently involved in establishing a bar association, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about the bar association?
So this is really a newborn baby, I would like to call it, because there are some attorneys here, Albanian attorneys here, and when we saw around that all communities had their own bar association, and we were asking, do we have an Albanian-American bar association here in Illinois? And it resulted that no, there were no. Even that there are attorneys here with 20 years experience as attorney, yes, they are. And they are a good one. And I was thinking, why we don't create this, establish this bar association? So 1 year ago, almost 1 year ago, it was March 2023, we come together, some attorneys and students from the law schools, and we decided to establish the Albanian American Bar Association of Illinois.
Well, congratulations. That's great. Now, so our viewers know, why is it important to have an ethnic bar association, like the Albanian Bar Association? So for like the Albanian lawyers, why is it something that they desire to have?
I think that we share values with each other, we share our roots, culture, and also we want all this, our values and roots and culture that we have to engage it here in this new country that gave us all these opportunities. We want to bring here the good thing of us and to share it with other brothers and sisters, with other communities. It is really a great thing that I have noticed here in America. Different communities, they are together, they are really come along together, they share their values, their experiences, and it is really a good thing, good feeling, and it helps people.
Right. And as far as we were talking earlier, there's only 2 bar associations in the country, right, that are Albanian bar associations?
Yes, there is another Albanian American Bar Association in Boston. They are established years before us. So they have experience, because in Boston I think that it is a bigger community in Boston and older than Chicago.
Okay.
Because these are Albanians that came here in America during 1930s.
Oh.
And we are in contact with them, and we talk with them about how we can cooperate 2 bar associations. Also because we were using almost their name, because it is Albanian American Bar Association, but we decided to name it of Illinois, and so we make this difference. But still, we are trying to cooperate together and see what we can do in the future. Events and cooperation, how to help more Albanian community or Albanian students.
Well, I wish you much success with your efforts.
Thank you.
And I look forward to attending an Albanian Bar Association event.
You are welcome, and you know that we have been invited always to Justice Reyes. You have been a big supporter of our organization.
You're so kind. Thank you. And it was a pleasure having you on the program. and thank you for sharing your experiences in Albania and also here in the United States. So I hope our viewers have enjoyed this segment with our guest, Rezarta Melo. And, you know, this is, again, the Diversity Scholarship Foundation's Profiles in the Law. Your host, Jesse Reyes, and we will continue having conversations with prominent members of the legal profession, such as Ms. Melo. And we ask you to continue watching our program. And again, thank you very much for watching Profiles in the Law.